Started. So welcome everyone to How to Secure an Internship for the Spring 2022 semester. Hope you all had a wonderful new year and excited to have you all back on campus soon. My name is Malika Santani, and during this next hour, I'm going to be going through how you all can go through the process of finding internships, the different resources available to you at USC, as well as showcase our platform Connect SC, which is your one-stop shop for everything internship related. This is a really informative session. You are going to get a lot of content. So what I recommend is best is just try to listen. We are going to be dropping links in the chat throughout the session. So you'll be able to download the chat after so that you can see, what was that link we talked about? What is that link to the Trojan Network? You'll have access to everything there. Also, you can ask questions in the chat or through the Q&A function, and we'll have about 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the session so that you can also ask any questions that you may have, but feel free to write them throughout the session. And we're going to be uploading this to our YouTube channel. So the Career Center has an amazing YouTube channel, a lot of different videos, Trojan Talks you can access. We will be posting this session later on today on our YouTube channel. So we're going to just jump right in. So before we actually start talking about what is an internship, how you get it, it's important to understand what we do. So the mission of the USC Career Center is to support the diverse aspirations, identities, and experiences of Trojans as they seek professional opportunities. And this is really important because we are a general career center. We serve all students of the university, and we know that each of you are coming in with different goals, interests, experiences, and we're here to help support that and cultivate that for you to go to your next chapter of your career journey. The other thing that's really cool about our center is that we're open to all majors, all GPAs, and all degree levels. So what's nice is we had students from Viterbi, Marshall, Dornsife, Price on the call, Cinema as well. You might also have a school-based career center that you have access to, and there you can get really tailored resources, contacts with employers, even maybe some alumni contacts specific to your school and all the majors related to your school, as well as working with our center. So overall, you have a lot of different career resources at USC. You should use both, but no, we are your one-stop shop for everything career related. And we are a small but mighty team at the USC Career Center. We have over 15 full-time staff, but just on our internship team, there are 3 of us. So I mentioned my name is Malika, my pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm the Internship and Diversity Programs Advisor. I'm joined today by 2 of my colleagues, Lauren and Giselle. I'll pass it over to Lauren to introduce herself, and then Giselle as well.
Hi, USC students. Hope you're having a great first week of the semester. My name is Lauren Ockenorth. I'm the Associate Director of Internship Engagement. So in addition to internships, mentorships, scholarships, a lot of different options, but we're so delighted to have you here with us. And I will pass it over to Giselle for her to give her remarks. Thanks again.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Giselle Jose, and my she, her, hers, and I am the Mentorship and Alumni Engagement Coordinator, where I really focus on the Career Center's resources involving networking, mentorship, and utilizing the Trojan Network. Again, thank you all for being here.
Yes, and we have a really exciting session tomorrow on networking and getting to know alumni. So if you want to hear about that further, you can go ahead and register for that on Connect SC. But essentially what our team does is think about all the different ships when it comes to careers, mentorship, internship, scholarship. We help find those different opportunities and work with you to maybe participate in a mentorship program or find a scholarship for maybe an unpaid internship this summer. So we always recommend that you reach out to us and work with us. But we also have things related to advising. So if you ever wanted to make a 30-minute appointment with an advisor, you can do so on Connect SC. That's a great opportunity to talk about maybe internship strategy, how to go about finding your internship. But maybe you just have a quick question. Maybe you just want to get your resume reviewed. We have drop-ins that are first come, first serve to students every Monday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So what's really nice about drop-ins is that we offer them both in person and virtually. Just know that right now, because all students are online, all our drop-ins are only occurring virtually through Brazen. But the nice thing about drop-ins is that you can just log on during that 1 to 4 p.m. time period. You'll wait for your turn to talk to an advisor, and you'll get about 15 minutes to ask some questions, get your resume or cover letter reviewed. And you can actually do this every single day if you really need it. But really with the drop-in, this is just meant when you need to speak to someone, maybe you want to meet a deadline, and you can go ahead and do so. Drop-ins are also open to current USC students. And then in terms of our location, once our office does open and we're going to have drop-ins in person, appointments in person, we're located in STU 110. So we're just in the center of the student union, and we're right across from Seeds. You'll see a big Career Center sign door, but we're also located in the basement level. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our events that the Career Center has later on. Sometimes you're going to have an interview or maybe come for an event that's in the basement level. So just remember the Career Center is on 2 different levels. We're in STU 110 and B1 as well. So that's a little bit about the Career Center. Now we'll go through what you all came for is what is an internship? How do I get it? Let me start that process right now. So internships provide hands-on industry experience and the opportunity to make connections with professionals in their respective career fields. Internships are structured to expose students to the role or company and in return, prepare students for future job opportunities or enhance their professional experience for their next step. It's really common for college students to have internships. A majority of colleges and universities provide the tools and resources to secure an internship, aka why you all are here. And what's really important about an internship is that you're not only gaining exposure to an industry or field, you're going to get a lot of different tangible benefits, which I'll talk about a little bit more. Before we even start getting into those benefits, a lot of times students want to know, are internships paid or can I only get an unpaid internship? So it's really nice is about the platform that we use, Connect SC. When you're going to go about searching for a different internship, you're able to apply certain filters. So let's say you really want a paid internship. When you're in Connect SC, you can search for all the different opportunities that offer some sort of monetary compensation. One thing to know is that students can totally take an unpaid internship. A lot of times unpaid internships teach a lot of amazing skills. You're going to get exposure to a lot of different industries that maybe don't have just like the financial capacity to pay interns. But if it's unpaid, you have to be mindful that sometimes in the job description, it might say you have to also get academic credit or school credit. And so what that is a lot of colleges and universities, USC included, have specific internship courses that students can enroll in to help get credit for their internship. So every fall, every spring, even in the summer, we'll have different courses available. One course in particular that's open to every single USC student is MDA 250. It's offered through Dornsife and it's open to any USC student. So if you ever needed to get an internship course, you can try to enroll in one of the courses that Lauren provided on the list or check out something like MDA 250. For any of our international students on the call, the other thing that might be important to know is that if you're trying to do an internship through CPT, which is through the Office of International Services, you might also have to enroll in an internship course for your CPT, even if an internship is paid. It's important to talk to OIS and your academic advisor about doing CPT and making sure you enroll in a course during the registration period. So right now, if you have an internship or you're thinking of securing an internship this coming semester and you need to enroll in a course, you would want to do so now before the 3rd week of classes and registration closes. The other question that we get a ton about internships is when can I actually intern? Can I only do it in the summer? Is it only open to upperclassmen? So the answer is internships are open to any student as long as you meet the qualifications that are required in the job description. So again, if you were to go on Connect SC, you can do a filtered internship search by degree level, by major, and you'll be able to find opportunities even open to first-year students. So you can intern at any time. In terms of semester, a lot of times the internships that are available are going to be longer during the summer, meaning you might be working more hours because you're not in classes. Sometimes when an internship is during the fall or spring, you have to make sure it's manageable with your current academic schedule so that you can take your classes as well as do your internship. And now some of the different benefits for having an internship, why we always say you should get an internship. It's because you're going to get experience. We're going to be talking about resumes and how you're going to apply for these internships, but just getting exposure and experience in a particular field are going to teach you so much about yourself, what you like what you don't like, and it's really valuable to building your career. You're also going to gain skills. You're not just doing an internship where you're just watching other people or reading about the industry. You're going to be getting hands-on experience that you're going to be able to build your skill set for your career. You're going to be making connections. You're not going to be in an internship alone. You're probably going to have a supervisor and coworkers that you're going to be able to connect with, learn from them, and that's building your network, which is really important when it comes to your career. You're also getting exposure to a company. So depending on the organization, you're going to see how a company functions every day, what's needed for the daily operations, and it's going to teach you a lot about that industry and how a company stays afloat and thrives. You also are really going to see if you have interest in this field. So internships are a really good test drive to see if this is the right opportunity for you. And if it's not, it's okay. It's just important that you're able to convey these different opportunities and showcase it in your resume. So then the other thing you gain is professionalism. So professionalism is something that we talk about a lot, that, no one really teaches you how to email. No one really teaches you how to answer the phone. You all learn it through your life experiences. And a lot of times in the workplace and in an internship, you're really going to learn those kind of hidden cues that nobody teaches you, but you're really going to kind of see it firsthand and learn it on your own. So just like how in school, we really want you to learn and grow, make mistakes, get back up. With internships, you're really going to get that professionalism to help grow and thrive in your career so that you know how to email, you know how to answer the phone, you know how to conduct a business meeting. The last thing is internships can lead to potential jobs in the future. So what's really nice is depending on the industry you're in and the organizations, internships can be a pipeline for organizations to convert you to full-time. So if you are a student getting an internship and they really like the work that you did and you connected really well, chances are they may invite you back for a full-time opportunity. So internships have tremendous benefits. I think I've definitely sold you all on wanting to get it. So now through the rest of this presentation, we're going to talk about how you can secure it. So something that really emerged in the last few years are virtual internships. So historically, all internships were in person. You were going to a physical location, going to an office, maybe you had a cubicle, maybe you had a space and you were doing projects on site. But with the pandemic, we saw a lot of organizations convert to virtual internships. And we know it does not exactly replace in-person internships, but they are still incredibly valuable and beneficial, especially to students that have really busy schedules, a lot of different opportunities, maybe they're involved in a student org. A virtual internship is something students should definitely consider if they have a lot going on, but they still want an internship. So again, the best benefit is that flexibility. It's on your own time. Typically, it's a lot shorter in nature. A lot of virtual internships, as we saw these past few years, are project-based. So you're instead of just interning for 40 hours a week for 3 months, you're instead going to be doing maybe a project for 10 hours a week through a duration of 8 weeks. So it's a little bit shorter in nature. So that provides that flexibility, especially if you have a lot going on as a student. You also get a lot of different experience with different technology and platforms. So I can tell you when we converted to virtual, we use things like Slack, Zoom, even like Teams, other even like collaboration platforms like the Google Suite, which really are now skills that you can talk about on your resume in interviews that you now have as part of your experiences. So that's something unique that, a lot of organizations didn't have prior. You also get to enhance your communication and time management skills. So because you're not talking to somebody or running into them into the hall, you really have to rely on communicating through methods like phone, some of these instant messaging sites like Slack, on Zoom, and email really well. So you're going to really enhance your communication skills as well as time management, especially if you're given a project-based virtual internship. You have specific deadlines, different points of the project you have to complete in a timely fashion. So it's important to be mindful of your time. And time management skills are sometimes really hard to learn until you actually apply it. And a great way to do that is through a virtual internship. And lastly, you can work anywhere. So the nice thing about a virtual internship is you can work maybe from campus, from your home, a coffee shop. The most important thing is that if you do get a virtual internship, always run it by your supervisor that you can work truly anywhere and that doesn't interfere with any logistics of the organization. But again, going back to communication, you want to communicate where you're working and give updates, and that's really going to strengthen your opportunity, regardless if it's a virtual internship or in person. And we always want to give you all resources. So we have tons of different internship opportunities for virtual. And so I'm just going to name a few that are a favorite of the Career Center, but these were some that the students use through the pandemic and ongoing. So the first is Parker Dewey. So you might have heard of the term called micro internship, but Parker Dewey really had said, you know, we're going to offer these internships that are really short in duration, they're project-based and they're paid. So this is really great if you're a student wanting to get some experience, but you don't have a lot of time available. Maybe try one of the micro internships offered through Parker Dewey. There is a small fee for signing up once you want to commit to an internship, but again, a lot of those opportunities are paid. We had a student in fall 2020, it already feels, wow, I can't believe it's already 2022, that did 21 virtual micro internships in one semester. So it's possible. You do not have to do 21, but even just to get that experience really goes a long way. Then LinkedIn Learning, every USC student has access to this, though this is not a traditional internship. You are getting professional development and different skill cultivation. That's really important, and every USC student has access to this. The last one is Forage. So Forage is not an internship, but instead an experience. So this is really great for a student that maybe wants to try investment banking, try consulting, try, you know, another kind of technical field. And it allows you to do these kind of short 5 to 6 hour seminars to really experience a day in the life of a lot of these different companies. And it's entirely free for students. You get to also get a lot of exposure to that company or organization, as well as potentially network with individuals. So this is really great for a student that's in that exploratory phase and really wants to see if that's the right path for them. So that's a little bit about the virtual internships. So now we're in the starting process. So where do you start? Do you just log online somewhere, start applying to things? No, we really want you to take this step back and really think about yourself first. So you need to determine what you're passionate about. Oh, what I mentioned regarding investment banking was that Forage website. So there's certain companies on Forage that allows you to kind of test drive and experience a day in the life of an industry. One of them being investment banking. So I believe on Forage, they have JP Morgan. So you can actually go ahead and kind of experience what, you know, a junior analyst is going to go through as a student. So Lauren is adding many different links. So definitely save all these chats at the end. But as I mentioned, when you're thinking about your internship search, we want you to really think about you. What are your passions? What are your skills? What are the things that you really like and what you don't like? Some questions you can ask yourself are, what am I good at? What do I like doing? Have I fully explored all my options available? What are my biggest goals for my future? Have I learned any valuable skills that will translate to an internship? And these types of questions that you're asking yourself are really going to give you an idea of what type of role you'd want, what type of organization you want to work for, what are the industries that could potentially be of alignment, and do you also have the necessary qualifications needed for those internships? The good thing is that internships are supposed to be for students with not that much experience. You do not have to have formal work experience. You do not have to have a lot of different office experience just yet, but you have to be able to figure out what other experiences and skills that you've had from your past that will apply to that internship and be able to convey that to the organization. So we also want you to be aware of recruiting deadlines. So we had an individual talk about investment banking. This is a great example of recruiting deadlines. So there are some industries out there that hire year-round for their internships. They hire because they need somebody immediately. A good example is social media. If an organization really needs somebody to come on, help with TikTok, help with Instagram, it's going to be an immediate hire. But there's also industries that have really strict recruiting deadlines for their internships. A good example is investment banking. So if any students wanted an investment banking internship for summer 2022, the recruitment period was actually at the beginning of fall semester for students that were sophomores or juniors. So their recruiting deadline is actually really early on into the fall semester. If you were to go on Connect SC or Handshake, you wouldn't see a lot of investment banking internships right now because all the different opportunities came in the fall. So it's really important that when you're starting your internship search and you start thinking about industries you're interested in, be aware of the recruiting deadlines. And we're going to be talking about a lot of different career exploration resources that you can use at USC. That is the number one thing that you should always start doing once you kind of narrow down the industry you want to go into. Figure out the recruiting deadlines and make sure that you're always going to be early in it so that you can go into it excited, confident, and not scrambling to just turn things in. The other thing that's really important is that once you start finding opportunities, you want to start applying to them, is to really understand the internship description. So every job internship out there is going to have some type of posting that says who they are, what you're going to be doing in the internship, what's required of you to apply, and then some next steps. It's really important to understand that, especially because you're going to be using that description to be writing your resume and cover letter and maybe some other application materials. So as a pro tip, I always recommend to students to save the internship description, save it on like a Google Drive. So you always have a way to kind of look back at it. And it's also going to help with your resume and any interview prep. And then lastly, use our different resources. So we have many different career exploration platforms to help assist with things like market research. Market research is really helpful to see how your industry is doing. Is it a booming industry? Is it being overtaken by another industry? Market research gives you a really good indicator if there's going to be job availability. If your, field that you're really interested in is very specialized, maybe you need to go about finding that internship through networking and through connections versus just applying online or attending events. So that job availability piece is really important when it comes to the exploration. And then lastly, again, those recruitment timelines. We really do not want you to miss out on any opportunities. But the good thing is, if you go on Connect SC and Handshake, there's always jobs and opportunities available. And even though it might not be the most aligned with what you want to do, you can always see if the skills and experiences will then translate to that opportunity you want to go into. So just things to keep in mind. Sometimes, internships and that job path are not linear. They're going to be things that are sometimes not the most matched to what you want to do, but they can also translate and will apply to anything else you decide to do in the future. So now some of those career exploration resources. So first, and a personal favorite is Connecting Majors to Careers. What can I do with this major? The title literally says what it does. It shows you different majors that are very common on college campuses, and it shows what are some of those career paths that you can do with it. This is really great if you're in something like business, that you can literally do anything with business and you just want to see what are your options. ONET is something that you're going to use if you ever decide to go into HR or you're going to be a manager and you have to write job descriptions. ONET provides detailed descriptions for job seekers on what you're going to do in a specific role. So ONET's really awesome if you want to be, a physician, but you don't exactly know what a medical physician does every day. You can read what a day in the life looks like, what those skills are, what are the education requirements, even prior to pursuing that opportunity. Firsthand is also a really great resource. This was also previously known as vault.com. This provides great industry guides and insights into various industries, from consulting to tech to HR to nonprofit to investment banking. There's a lot of different great content there. Just be sure that if you're going to use Firsthand, sign in with your USC email address. Do not sign in with a personal address. You want to sign in with your USC email address. Another exploration tool that isn't exactly an online resource are the people around you. It really helps to speak with faculty, staff, peers at USC, because a lot of times they might have had exposure to a field you're really interested in, or they know somebody who's in that field and they can provide that, personal insight directly from the source. So always recommend speaking to those around you and let them know what you're interested in. And lastly, we have Indeed and Glassdoor. Even though I have Vault listed here, Vault also is Firsthand, but Just know they changed the name recently. Indeed and Glassdoor are two platforms that are available to every individual pretty much that has access to internet, but they have really good insights into different careers, opportunities, and that's also another resource available to you. So many different options. So now your application materials, and I could spend hours literally talking about resumes because they're so important, and chances are every single internship and job that you're ever going to apply for is going to need a resume. So I'm going to spend the most time talking about a resume, but I'll also briefly touch on cover letters and reference pages. So as a student seeking an internship, your resume is a one-page document describing you and your relevant experiences to that internship. So things that you can include on your resume are your education. What is your major? If you have a minor, maybe if you got on the honor roll, any volunteer community service experience, any leadership and involvement in orgs on campus. Maybe you work some jobs in retail or at a restaurant that taught you really good time management, communication, teamwork skills. These are things that you can include on your resume. The most important thing to note about your resume is that for an internship, because we're just starting in our careers, they should only be one page. It's not the best thing to have a multiple page resume while you're looking for an internship, because what you want to provide the recruiter or the hiring manager is the most relevant experiences. A resume is not everything you've ever done in your life. It's only what is the most important to that internship you're applying for. If you want to showcase everything you've ever done in a way that is not restricted, you have all the space in the world, put it on your LinkedIn or Trojan Network profile. You can put everything there. But that's the number one thing with resumes. It has to be the most relevant to that internship, and it should only be one page. The other thing that's really important about your resume is that you need to tailor it. So especially while you're in this kind of discovery period, you're trying to figure out what internship's right for you. Maybe you're interested in an internship in marketing, but also in finance. Those two resumes are going to be a little bit different because the skills needed in marketing are going to be a little bit different from the skills needed in finance. So it's really important that you tailor your resume to each of those internships and industries that you're applying for. And what tailoring means is that you're taking a look at the job description, looking for keywords, seeing what stands out, and making sure that you're putting your experiences at the forefront of that resume. So a really good example, and we see this a lot with students, is like if you worked, let's say, at a restaurant, a bullet point we'll see is that a student says, I worked at this restaurant. Worked is not universal. You need to really show exactly what you did in the role. You spoke with guests, you communicated with your team, you dealt with difficult customers, whatever it may be, you really want to spell it out and make sure you're not using words like worked and like ambiguous things like interned. You really need to show the reader what exactly you did. And again, one page, you're going to use bullet points and tailor it. Something I always recommend to students is keep a master document of all your experiences. So you can do this on like a Google Doc or a Word doc, but it helps just always have something to reference everything that you've done so that when it comes time to building your resume, you can just include those experiences that are most aligned with those opportunities. So if you want more information on resumes, please come to drop-ins, use the effective resume cover letter guide that Lauren dropped in the chat, or use VMOC Smart Resume. That is available to all students, and it's an awesome tool to help with your resume. Cover letters are a little bit different. You can think of cover letters as a complement to your resume, but it's not just writing your resume in a paragraph form. You're really trying to showcase to the recruiter or hiring manager why you'd be great for that role. This is an opportunity to convey your passions. Maybe you're really interested in this industry because of personal reasons, like your family, or you have other individuals that are in that profession. That's your opportunity to really show the reader why you'd be great for their organization. So it's really going above and beyond just explaining these are my experiences. You're giving the why. So a lot of times cover letters will be optional on jobs. In internships, I would always say that if you have the time and capacity, optional means you should do it, because if they're coming down to two different candidates and one has a cover letter and one doesn't, chances are they're going to pick the one with the cover letter because they took that additional time. Then lastly, a reference page. So this is something that sometimes you might need if we're having like an in-person career fair, or when you're going in for the interview, they might ask you directly, can you provide us your references? So we just want you to be prepared and know what a reference page is. So a reference page are just some 2 to 3 professional contacts of an individual who are able to speak about your work capabilities or professionalism. So for students, a lot of times the references are previous professors, maybe like a coach if you're on a team, a previous supervisor at an organization. You don't want to put your parents, your friends. You want to put people that have actually worked with you in some type of professional capacity. And the first thing to go about writing your references is always asking them for permission. Let them know that I want to list you as a reference. What is the best contact? Do you prefer email or phone number? And ask that permission first. And all you're going to need is on a sheet of paper. You're going to type this out. You're going to write their name, how you know them. You're going to write their preferred contact method. And that's it. You do not need anything else in terms of a reference, but we want you to be prepared for it. And we'll get to all the questions at the end, but keep them coming. So now we want to segue to where do I find an internship? So I'm going to be showing you all Connect SC, but we have very different methods to finding an internship. So on the left-hand side, we have all of our different types of events. So if you were to go on Connect SC under workshops, this is how you find how to secure an internship. We have many different workshops that are going to teach you skills, steps to finding an internship. Chances are a lot of these are also hosted by organizations who are hiring. So it's important that if you can attend a workshop, and that might lead to learning about an internship opportunity. Then we have our USC specific opportunities. So we have coffee chats. So coffee chats are informational interviews where you get to speak with an organization, maybe a hiring manager, recruiter, and ask them questions about their opportunities or internships. This is really great as you're trying to figure out if the company is right for you. And coffee chats are offered first come, first serve to students, so you can sign up on Connect SC. Trojan Talks. Trojan Talks are a personal favorite because I always like to hear directly from the people who are going to be doing hiring. These are info sessions. So Trojan Talks are hosted by the employer organization. They come talk directly to USC students, and you'll get an opportunity to network with them after, meaning you can ask them questions, let them know your interest for the internship. And that's a really good way to make personal relationships with the people doing the hiring. So again, Connect SC is where you can sign up for Trojan Talks. Then we have on-campus recruiting. So on-campus recruiting has been occurring virtual for the past few semesters. Right now, we have a mix of both in-person and virtual. So you just will always check out the schedule on Connect SC. But on-campus recruiting is the opportunity to do literally the entire hiring process all through Connect SC. So you'll see positions on Connect SC tagged as OCR or on-campus recruiting, meaning if you meet all the qualifications for that posting, you'll be able to submit your resume and other application materials. Once you submit those on-campus or the different materials, you'll be given an opportunity to sign up for an interview. Typically, these are 20 to 30 minutes. And what's nice about this is you can do the whole interview either through Zoom or here at the Career Center, and you'll get response in a little bit more of an expedited manner. I really like on-campus recruiting because you get to make connections. The process of recruiting is a little bit more clear-cut because it's all going through the Career Center, and you're going to get a little bit more clarity on where you're at in the process. So on-campus recruiting is really great. You can always find these opportunities on Connect SC by searching in the drop like more filters. There's an option that says on-campus recruiting roles, and you can select them. Then we also have career fairs. So our next career fair is going to be on February 24th. It is an in-person career fair at the moment. It's going to be on Truesdale Parkway. And this is a really good opportunity to find different paid internships or full-time jobs. I really recommend investing time into attending events because, again, you're going to make those connections, learn about industries, companies you probably have not anticipated learning or applying to, and you get to really put yourself out there. You're more than just a name on a resume. You really get to give your elevator pitch, show your passions, and it really goes a long way when it comes to finding an opportunity. And last is Investigate Industries and Internships in Industries, also known as I3. This event is actually taking place next week. You can sign up on Connect SC. It is a virtual event. This is really great for students that are looking to get exposure or insights into a specific industry, also while looking for an internship. So the whole program is broken up into two parts. First are industry panels, and then these really give you an opportunity to hear directly from people at the organization, why they got into their field, what they recommend to students as they are applying to internships in their field. Then you get to network with these organizations for their paid internships. So some of the industries that we're covering this year are fashion, art, design, marketing, entertainment, media, technology, internet, and startups. So there's a lot of different opportunities available. Definitely recommend checking that out. It's all on Connect SC. Now, again, a lot of Connect SC, that is the hot word of this presentation, aside from internship. Connect SC is also going to have different portals and websites that are going to help you with finding an internship. So within Connect SC, we also have specialized platforms like ArtSearch, Bridge, environmental career opportunities, opportunities in public affairs. These are for very specialized areas. So ArtSearch is for the fine arts field, Bridge is for music related careers, environmental career opportunities for those looking for maybe something around sustainability or helping the planet. Opportunities in public affairs are for those that are looking for government type opportunities and serving the public good. UCAN is also a really great resource. This is a partnership that we have with, I believe, 14 other universities across the US, and we share different internship postings. So you can see an opportunity from the East Coast that only like students on the East Coast might be seeing, and you'll be able to apply for those there. Going Global is great for students looking for an international internship. It's also great for any international students looking for internships or companies in the future that might sponsor. Career Shift is also a really nice resource because it allows you to find contacts within these different organizations that you're planning to apply for. So on my next slide, I'm going to be talking about networking, and I'll explain why it's really important to make contacts, make relationships, and network as part of your internship search. Lastly, we have CARL. This is the Career Access Resource Library. This is a great resource if you're in a very specialized field and you can't find a lot of opportunities on Connect SC. We have a very good database of just different websites, scholarships, resources, companies that we've compiled over the years, and you can just do a keyword search to find that opportunity and start there versus going to another search engine like Google. Start first with us because we vetted these resources. So now networking strategies. So I've talked a lot about building relationships, going to events, making contacts. Why this is important is because there's something called the hidden job market. So a lot of times, most opportunities are secured by people telling a hiring manager, telling their organization, I know this individual, they're really great, you should bring them in for an interview. So it's really important to put yourself out there, getting to know others in the field you want to go into so that you can potentially land that interview and get to that next round of the hiring process. So with networking, it's important to start with the people you know. We always recommend to think about the people in your immediate circle that you would talk to about anything, your family, your friends, maybe your professor, classmates, mentors. These are the people who really know you. And it's not going to feel like a weird conversation when you're saying, I'm actually looking for a job or internship, and this is what I'm interested in. Start with the people you know, and you're going to get a little bit more comfortable with how you can approach the conversation, what are things you should highlight. Then you can expand to outside of that. So what's nice is you go to a school like USC, we have such a large alumni network. We have so many individuals within the Trojan network that want to help you, want to see you succeed. And because of that, we actually have a physical Trojan network that you can go on and ask alumni for advice, do informational interviews, get help on your resume, and they're going to be the most willing to assist you because they've been in your shoes and they really want to see you succeed. So for students, you can sign up for the Trojan Network. You'll have access to this even as an alumni after you graduate USC. So it's really important to get on the platform, look for alumni and individuals in industries that you're interested in, and start asking questions so that you can land that internship. You can also do the same thing on LinkedIn. A lot of different professionals use LinkedIn. So my recommendation would be is use both. And then lastly, and it's most important, is really always be yourself. When you're networking, it can feel really intimidating. You can feel like you're not doing enough, you're not getting opportunities. So it's really important to kind of take that step back to be like, you know, if I'm going to be working, if I'm going to be going into spaces, I'm going to be myself. And so just remember, people want to get to know you, and it's going to help a lot in your different asks and as you're networking. So we're getting close to the end. So before we talk about what you should be doing, showing you all Connect SC, what does that end step look like before you get the offer? So we need you to ace the interview. So normally with an internship, you apply on a portal, or you go to a career fair, you submit your resume, or you're doing it through OCR. Then there might be like a phone screen of some type if they want to invite you. And then there's an interview. Chances are this might be online or in person at their office. So it's really important to do your research on the company, industry before the interview. Talking about that job description that you all saved, this is a great opportunity before your interview to read it through again, to know what's expected of you. And then you can also practice for interview questions. So on Connect SC, we have a few different resources available for you. First is Big Interview. This is a 24/7 interview platform that has many different industry and behavioral questions so that you can actually practice things like, tell me about yourself. What are your biggest strengths? What are your biggest weaknesses? And you can see what's recommended to answering these questions, and you can feel a little bit more comfortable with the questions that might come up in an interview. We also have Case Questions Interactive. This is a really good tool if you have any type of case interviews. We see this a lot in consulting, that they have some of these more technical questions. You can practice that through Case Questions Interactive. And then lastly, you can do a mock interview appointment. So you can make a 30-minute appointment on Connect SC, meet with an advisor, and you can go through some behavioral questions with them. If you're looking for more industry specific, I would really recommend Big Interview. Then once you have the interview, we always recommend sending a thank you note. This is just an opportunity to show your gratitude and again, convey that excitement, show that you're passionate about the role. So we really recommend sending an email to the person that did the interviewing with you within 24 hours of that interview. So now, because you followed everything, you got an offer. So it's really important that we go through some of these different offers, things to keep in mind, that when you get an offer, a lot of times it's going to be a verbal offer first. They might call your phone and say, we'd like to extend this internship opportunity to you. That's wonderful. You also want to make sure that you get everything in writing. And it's important that you get everything in writing because there's certain things we want you to be mindful of. Things that are important are like the name of the company, specific department, the title of your internship, like what is your role called, who your supervisor will be, when are you supposed to start and stop, anything relating to work schedule. This is really important if you're getting an internship in the fall or spring, that you have to be mindful of your school schedule, knowing if it's a paid or unpaid opportunity, and if it's paid, know what your wage is it hourly, is it stipend, when will you be paid, how will you be paid. And then sometimes there's certain things like confidentiality, NDAs that we want you to be mindful of. And if you're not getting this information, you can always go to the company's HR about this, because it's really important to get this outlined so that your expectations are met for the internship prior to starting. And then before we start wrapping up, I can talk about this really lightly, like you're going to get an internship, and I do believe you are, but it can be a kind of stressful process. So I want you all to be mindful of some self-care tips for the internship search. And first and foremost, you need to give yourself grace. If internships and you can secure an internship happened overnight, I will be only talking about that one method so that you're saving your time. But unfortunately, there is no linear path. So it's really important to know that everybody has a different way of getting to the opportunities that they have. So going back to giving yourself grace and knowing that there isn't one way to it. We also want you to be mindful of managing your time. So if you're having a hard time right now landing any internships and you're just continuously applying, we don't want you to continuously apply. We instead want you to come talk to us. Maybe something needs to be updated on your resume. Maybe you need to actually add some more things to your application. And that's going to allow you to save some time. And again, go back to managing your time and celebrate the small wins. If you get a phone call back to an interview, if you get an email from somebody, celebrate those things. Those are really important. And then know that not everything has to be related to careers. Have fun, prioritize downtime, and know it's okay to ask for help. Like, we are in business to support you all. So come talk to us. We're here to support you. And no, it's not just our office. You can use counseling and mental health services. There's so many different offices on campus that want to help with your professional journey. So use them to your advantage. So I mentioned that we also have scholarships through our department. So if you're an undergrad student, you might be able to qualify for 2 of these opportunities. So first is the USC Dream Dollar Scholarship. This is for students who secure an unpaid internship as an undergrad student in the summer in either government or nonprofit. Then we also have our first generation scholarship. So these are for students who are first in their families to attend college. And this can be for any type of internship that's unpaid during the summer. Both deadlines for this are April 13th. So we want you to be mindful for that. And you're going to be applying on Scholarship Universe. So that is USC scholarship portal through financial aid, and you'll see the application on there. So it's important to check those out if you're finding opportunities that are unpaid and you qualify for one of these 2. Then this is our spring semester key dates. So on-campus recruiting will start on January 26th through April 15th. We have 2 events occurring in the next 2 weeks. One is the employer resume review. This is an opportunity to get your resume read by an employer. Then we have Investigate Industries and Internships. That's also going to be virtual, so definitely sign up on Connect SC. We'll have a mock interview night with alumni so that you can speak with alumni, practice common interview questions, and then it all culminates to our spring career fair. These are just some of our career dates. We have many more on Connect SC, but these were some that I wanted to highlight, especially if you're looking for an internship. So now what to do? We want you to come visit us, whether it's online or in person once you're able to come back to campus, use our different resources, look at different internship positions, schedule an appointment if you really want to strategize about how to secure that internship and attend events. And lastly, just take ownership of this internship search. Like I said, give yourself grace. It's not going to be easy, but you're going to learn a lot about yourself, and it's going to be really rewarding altogether. So I also wanted to provide all of our different contact info and where we're located. I highly recommend following us on Instagram. We post a lot of different content and information for you all to get a lot of good data. We post also employers do takeovers, so definitely follow us on Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share so that I can go ahead and show you all Connect SC briefly, and then we'll answer some questions. How are we doing on questions, Lauren?
We're doing well. I kept one of them up.
Okay.
Actually, there's 2 of them. So I will let you address that one when the presentation's over, but otherwise
Awesome.
appreciate everyone using these links. I'll follow up with that other question.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you all. So hopefully you can see my screen. So this is Connect SC. So you can access Connect SC through your My USC portal. So every student has access to this. And you're going to have here a rotating carousel of different events that are coming up, and then also some opportunities related to roles that you might be looking at. Where I'm going to really focus on for today is jobs and internships. So this is right near the top on the left-hand side. You're going to click jobs and internships and search, and this is how you can do a tailored search for different opportunities. So what I always recommend for students is always search by position type. So again, here you can see if there's an internship paid or unpaid. Same goes if you're looking for an on-campus internship or work study position, you can search for that here. Always search with position type. Industry is important if you're looking for a very specific industry. If you're really open to the industry and you're more concerned about the work that you're doing, don't click industry. Job function, same as well. The other thing I'd really recommend here is maybe looking for OCR and then class level. So if you're a first year or a senior or a graduate student, putting those parameters up, that will help. And then you'll be able to search and find all the different opportunities. Something that's really helpful too is once you do a search, you'll be able to set up job alerts. meaning you can get notified once a week of those different opportunities that are paid internships for first-year students, and you'll get those to your email. So that will also help saving you some time. Another place that's really important is events. This is how you can sign up for events. So definitely recommend maybe weekly looking at the different events that come up and sign up as long as you're able to with your schedule. Advising appointment is where you're going to be able to sign up for your 30-minute career advising appointment with an advisor in the Career Center. And then resources. So a lot of the resources I talked about, whether it was Big Interview, I didn't even talk about Smart Resume, but Smart Resume is the best resume tool. All of them are going to be featured under resources, online resources, and handouts. So when you select that, you're going to see many different opportunities here in different resources. You can actually search by category. So if you're in the exploration phase, you can just use career exploration. If you want to get your resume updated, you can select cover letter, resume, and CV, and you'll see different options that come up. So definitely use our online resources. They are available 24/7. So these are always here to assist you. And now I'm going to open it up to Q&A. So let's start with what we have. So I have prior experience interning in some organizations that are not necessarily big and not directly related to my field of the internship I'm seeking. Should I include them in my resume? On one hand, they are experiences that did teach me some important skills that I will use in future internships, but they are also not directly related to the field I'm pursuing. So this is an awesome question and something that I actually say this is beneficial to come to a drop-in, because depending on the internship in the field that you're pursuing, even though it might not be the same industry or same type of role, there might be projects, skills that will translate to that field you want to go into. So a lot of times when you're doing a previous work experience or you did even volunteer experience, you did many different roles, and you're not talking about everything on your resume. You're only including certain ones that matter to what you're applying for. So for this individual, depending on the internships that you've had, maybe taking a step back and saying, okay, I don't maybe have to include this skill or this experience because it's not necessarily related, but this one that I had really aligns with that skill. So I can then explain it further in my resume. So the most important thing with writing resumes is really showcasing opportunities that align with that internship. And this is something we can definitely do during drop-ins. So again, they're Monday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard. And then another question we got is, are OCR positions available for international student? It's going to be dependent on every opportunity. So the most important thing is when you're in Connect SC and you're searching for OCR roles, looking to see the different parameters. So the nice thing is with OCR, it's going to say if you're qualified or not qualified, and you're going to be able to see the reasoning why. So chances are it might be because of major or degree level, but for the most part, it's going to be dependent by each organizations. But yes, they are open to international students. And then we have one that says, the link to Case Questions Interactive does not seem to work. You can find everything on Connect SC. So that page I showed you, so under resources, online resources and handouts, that's how you're going to be able to find all the different opportunities. And we have time for a few more questions. Feel free to keep them coming in the chat or the Q&A, but I hope you all learned something, discovered a new resource. There's so much here at USC that you're going to be able to find an opportunity that's great for you. Oh, love this question. What is the purpose of a career fair? So career fairs happen at many different institutions. So the reason why we have career fairs is because, especially now with the internet, you are inundated with so much resources, data, you don't know where to start. But when you're at a career fair, you're in a concentrated area and you're going to be walking around, getting to know different organizations that you probably never even thought of applying to. So career fairs allow you to get exposure to companies you probably wouldn't have applied to. You get to learn a lot, you get to make connections, and you get to give your resume out. And it really helps when it comes to recruiting, because what recruiters are doing is they're taking notes of the students that they want to add to their pipeline. So, oh, I really met the student, we connected well, we have to invite them in for an interview. or this student was really great, they should be part of our leadership program. So career fairs really allow for this high touch opportunity to build relationships, and you get to learn a lot about different companies and industries. And then what is an OCR position? So on-campus recruiting is something here at USC that we have where organizations want to do the bulk of their hiring through our office. So it's still a job posting. It doesn't make it anything different. It just happens to be that the organization is looking to kind of expedite their hiring. So they're posting it as an OCR position. But when you're on Connect SC, you'll see that there's going to be non-OCR positions and there's also OCR positions. So just keep a look on both, but there's really no difference. They are job or internship postings. Any others? These are great. And thank you all for staying. But what I can go ahead and do, we'll stop the recording and I'll stay on to answer a few more questions, but just wishing you all the best this fall semester. Stay safe, stay healthy, come visit us and fight on.